All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome you to Wisdom Time Out with Sam and Misho.
Yeah.
It's a platform where we share wisdom and also nuggets that will help you to develop in your various areas of life. All right, and today we're going to be speaking on a very important topic, and this topic is as a result of the questions and some of the comments that we've received from our social media handle requesting that we discuss some of these things to help our viewers develop in that particular area of their lives. And today we're going to be looking at the systems of life. The system of life is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, when we talk about the system of life, introductorily, it's that principle or those things that as an individual you must know so as to help your life improve. Those things that you must know in order for you to develop yourself, to develop your life, to get the desirable result in that particular area of life. When we talk about the system of life, there are numerous. If you want to succeed or you want to build a family, you must understand the system of life in terms of marriage. You must first understand the system of marriage if you want to start your journey of building a home, building a family. And also if you want to have a stable finance, then you must understand the system of work, the system of finances, so as for you to be able to get the desirable result and have stability in that particular area of your life. So today we're going to be looking at some various systems, and one of the systems we're going to be looking at is the system of work. However, we will be touching other systems in order for we to be able to link up our discussion and drive home the idea that we want to drive home. So I would like to, at this point, call on my good friend Misho to tell us what you understand by the concept of the system of life, and one of the systems that you would like to pick. Just like I said, he might want to talk about work, the system of work. That is, if you want to have a stable finance and also to be responsible in life. These are some of the systems that we're going to be talking about. So Misho, can you please talk to our viewers?
Okay, thank you very much for that opportunity.
Yes.
To also share what I feel or my own opinion about the systems of life.
Yeah.
Talking about the systems of life, for we to have a full understanding of what the system of life is, I think we should also, define basically in basic terms what systems are.
Is. That's true.
Yeah. So what system is, because and I say what systems are.
Yeah.
Because when we say what system is, we
Because
define
we're
it.
not talking about one
We're
system.
talking about one system.
Yes,
The
that's
system
right.
is actually, systems are actually wide.
Yeah.
So when we talk about system, I think in just basic term, in basic simple understanding, system is like coming together of different parts,
All right.
to achieve a goal.
Workable parts.
Workable parts to achieve a goal. So what this means is coming together of one or two different parts, that works together to achieve a certain goal.
That's right.
And when we look at system, we also need to look at what we call the environment or the surrounding. So system has a boundary. It has an environment which can also influence the system.
That's right.
It has a boundary within that system. We also have what we call subsystem. That's a system within systems.
So if we are talking about boundaries, I believe you are. So we are driving towards maybe when we are dealing with a system that is open and a system that is closed. So open and closed system.
Yes, that's another form of system. We have an open and a closed system.
That's right.
But whatever the case may be, a system always has boundary. A system has boundary. A system has surrounding, and all this has their own effect on the system, either positively or negatively.
Yeah.
And so just this basic concept, you understand, okay, we have what we call a system, we have the surrounding, we have the boundary, we have a subsystem. Now we have different type of systems. We have the educational system, also a system of its own that only works for educational purposes. We have the what we call the reproductive system. You know, for you to actually have what makes
have
you
your offspring. Yes. Create your
yes.
own.
We have the respiratory system. We have different kind of system, and all these systems are also systems that work with life. Then we also have what we call the ecosystem. Now the ecosystem talks about both living and non-living things. Living in a particular, that's particularly we're talking about the earth, in a space. That's the earth here. We are in earth, right?
Yes.
We talk about the ecosystem, both plants and animals.
All right.
We also have what we call the spiritual system. Now we are now delving deeper.
Where the invisible operates.
Where the invisible
and influence.
Yeah. Now, if we talk about the ecosystem, we will talk about living and non-living things. We cannot talk about that, especially when we're talking about realities of lives. When we talk about how we're living, we cannot talk about the ecosystem without talking about the spiritual system.
That's true.
Because these two works hand in hand
and influence each other.
It influences each other, because for the spiritual to make manifest in the physical,
it must operate
within that particular ecosystem.
Interact with the ecosystem.
Beautiful. And if you look at, for example, let me just drag us back, because I like dragging us to history, and I like us actually challenging our thinking faculty, like challenge your mind. Before the advent of technology, and advent of what we call our medical system now,
civilizations and all
before
that.
civilization, man has found a way, man has always found a way to interact with nature, which is the ecosystem, and also find a way to ease our own suffering, our own pain. So those days, if man have challenges, health challenges, what does this man do? He actually goes to what? To the ecosystem is living in. The plants,
the surroundings.
You look at the plants, and they just give you one or two mix of plants, and one way or the other, these guys are actually good with identifying plants that can heal particular sicknesses or so. This is actually relating with the ecosystem. Some might argue that there are some spiritual interferences giving them knowledge. If you go into spirituality, some can argue that this knowledge is not just it's alien to men, but men with the help of superior forces or spiritual forces,
that's right,
they were able to identify most of these plants, and they now pass it down to offsprings. And you see places like, if you watch some of those old movies, Nigerian Nollywood, you will see things like Ezewan, Amadioha and co, and these people, somebody say, no, you are the next person to become the Ezewan of this community. So when we talk about systems generally, systems, it's wide, and we need to now look at which particular system are we talking about. When we talk about systems of life, I know most people try to look at what are the things that hinder them in the pursuit of success, in the pursuit of their daily activities. And when we look at it, I talk about the ecosystem, which is very important. I talk about the spiritual system. Now there's another system which also influences or affects your daily life positively or negatively. It's called the government system. Yes, the government is also a system. Whatever you do as a society or as a group of people, it is being influenced by the policies
that are
being made by the government system, which is a system on its own. And if you go against the system, it will definitely work negatively against you. And if you try to work with this system, it will work positively with you. Also, you need to know that there are some systems that cannot favor some people, whether you like it or not. So it means you have to come to a place of compromise to also be able to meet up with that system, so that system can favor you. And these are the challenges that we face on a daily basis as individuals. Some will tell you that this system doesn't favor me. This system only favors one particular class of people, and not we that are struggling on a daily basis because we don't know anybody. And that's why I say, so if there will be a time you must come to a place of compromise. to be able to fit in into that system, so that that system can work effectively for you.
So I'll be right to say that what you're trying to help us understand is that for you to be able to thrive in a particular sphere where you find yourself, you must be ready to first discover the systems that operate within that particular sphere. And not just any system, but a working system within that particular sphere.
Yes.
And you have to interact with that system.
Yes.
Because first, when you discover that system, you understand the system and you interact with that system. Just like you said. Now, when we talk about the system called the system of the government,
It's a working system.
if you happen to be a citizen, then you must understand the system of government, let's say, for example, in the country where you are living. So you can't be a Nigerian citizen and not understand the system of government in Nigeria.
True.
Because if you do not understand the system of government, there are a lot of things that you're going to get wrong, and there are a lot of things that will not be working for you. And I've come to realize that the reason why some persons are complaining about the government and some of the policies that are being put up by our government is as a result of their inability to understand the system
Yes.
that are in place. And someone who have the political understanding of the system in Nigeria, you know that when they talk, you will see it from their perspective. That is the angle where they are speaking from. So you need to understand the system, workable system, in the particular sphere or environment where you are operating. Just like you talked about the ecosystem interacting with the spiritual system. The spiritual system, just like you said, if it wants to, there's a word you use, if you want to kind of manifest.
Yeah, you want to manifest in the physical.
In the physical, so it has to interact
with that particular
ecosystem.
Where you can actually relate.
Yes, so maybe you can still emphasize more on that.
Okay.
Helping our listeners, helping our viewers to understand how they can interact with the system. I know there's something I know you for. You are someone who have a background knowledge, and you have so much dig into understanding the system of the government of this nation. We are not talking politics now, but we are trying to help our listeners, our viewers. We are not supporting any political party and all that. But amidst some of the kind of things that we have been getting as a nation, so far the state of the nation, and a lot of people are complaining about the economy, a lot of people are complaining about things that are not working. So can you please explain to us or help us understand how can one understand the current system of the government of Nigeria precisely, all right, specifically, sorry, so that we can be able to maneuver our way through the times, so that at the end of the day, that every one of us can at least try.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I think I get you to some
Yes.
certain extent, and I will try my best to explain as well.
All right.
You know, to my own little understanding.
All right.
Talking about the system in place for Nigeria.
Yes.
If you ask me, is it a working system? That is, you're trying to ask me.
Yes.
Is it a working system, or is it, or it's not? It's not a working system. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Is it a working system? Okay, that's a good one. Is it a system that is working, or a system that is not working?
Beautiful.
And regardless of the outcome or the answer,
Yes.
how can we understand this system as a people? Because we're already in the sphere, in the ecosystem called Nigeria, right? So how can we understand the current system, whether working or not working? How can we understand it in order to navigate through the times?
So, you know, even systems, like we say, we have system. I said something earlier. I said we have a system. We have subsystems.
Yes.
The subsystem, in the case of looking at Nigeria as a country, as a nation.
Yeah.
Talking about subsystems, these are institutions
That are in place.
Which are also in line with the belief system
of the people.
So when we talk about subsystem, we talk about
institutions.
That
influences the operations.
The operation
of the system.
That is one. And again, when you talk about that same institution, most of the people in the institution have another subsystem, which is their belief system that they believe in. And that is what they use in setting up all those institutions as well.
So, will I be right to say when you talk about belief system, we are talking about the mindset now?
Talking about the mindset, and the mindset can also be as a result of religious system.
It can be religion.
It can be religion.
All right.
It can be ethnic.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
It can be
that is tribal.
It can be tribal. You understand?
Yeah.
Based on this is the way I grew up in a particular community.
This is powerful. So it means like tribe and religion, these are subsystems in the system.
Of course, we could call it subsystem in the system because they also have a modus operandi, right?
And they influence.
They have an operation. They have the way they operate. They have their own boundary as well.
That's true.
If for example you are giving birth to in a particular state, in a particular culture, you have what you people believe in, what you actually they actually taught you since from childhood. This is what your culture is all about. Some of them will even tell you we don't marry from here, but at the same time they find a way to also establish a relationship with the surrounding, which will be the surrounding now outside their boundary,
their system,
with other people's system.
So
these are like subsystems, and if you want to, that's what I'm saying, it's quite deep. So the first question I think I will pose is this: when you say whether the system of Nigeria is working
or not,
what is Nigeria, or what is a workable system for you? This is the first question we need to ask. What is the workable system for each individual?
As an individual.
Yes. In fact, if we want to make it collectively, what is the workable system for a group of people in Nigeria? A particular group of people who believe in a particular, they have a particular belief system. What is a workable system for them? So
what we are saying is that what is a workable system? What does a Yoruba man believe to be their own working system?
I get you, sir. I don't want you
to mention tribes now.
Put it based on tribes.
No. The reason why we are calling tribes now is because we are dealing with a system that have a subsystem, which could be the tribes. All right. So it can be an Hausa man. It can be a Yoruba man. It can be an Igbo man. It can be an Ijaw man. All right.
It could be a thief man.
It can be a thief man.
Yes.
So what we are saying now is that the question generally,
as an individual,
what is your definition for a working system? Because what might be working for you might not be working for me.
So now you are getting to
exactly.
I'm not even saying it, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
What I call a working system is not a working system for you. When I tell you that this system is not working for me, you call me the minority. No, they are just minorities, and they are what? The oppositions. When the system is working for me, I become the majority.
The majority, that's true.
Do you understand? So this is what we need to also look at. But at the same time, there are ways to also, if we want to look at it generally. The reason why I'm breaking this down based on groups and this, so that we can identify what a workable system is.
That's right.
Because the working system for me is different from the working system from you, or from the working system for someone in the south, or someone in one part of the south.
Yeah.
Not really the south. You understand? So you need to understand that there are different working systems for different people. Some people are enjoying Nigeria the way it is.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, the way Nigeria is, some people are enjoying Nigeria. I'm not talking about the elite. I'm talking from the people that are struggling.
Grassroots.
From the grassroots level, they are enjoying Nigeria the way it is. And there are people with that same grassroots level that we are not enjoying Nigeria the way it is.
There are people that are enjoying Nigeria the way it is. And the people we are talking about, we are not talking about the elite group
not
now.
At all.
We are talking about people that you and I will think that there should be. In fact, let me not use the word. Continue.
So what I said, the people that are struggling on a daily basis, they are okay with this Nigerian system that is working. So the more you say that you are trying to emancipate them, the more they look at you as just. And I tell you, most of these people are very, very intellectual, and they will give you reasons and proofs why
to them it's working.
To them it's working, or they want to support a particular step. So when you come and say you want to have an overall of the system, like changing the whole system, they look at you. They are not in tandem with that mindset.
Their belief system is different.
Their own is that let this system continues, but we don't want this person as our leader. Give me another leader. So we have different set of people. So now when you come to understand that you will realize that there are different systems that is called workable for different set of people. But generally, be that as it may, excuse me, be that as it may, there is need for we to look at what we call the KPI. That is the key performance indicators. So this is how we judge a system generally. Either you think it's working for you or it's not working for you. And this is how we look at it and say, what is the key performance indicator?
So there must be a template.
There must be a template.
The truth is that you don't just judge a workable system by your feelings or your belief system. So you must use a template that will kind of have a connection with everybody's.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Even though people are not happy with it. Now, when we talk about some people are happy with that template, and we beg to differ. Some will tell you that it's the population. If you are standing for the masses, we are the majority, and we are telling you this is what we want. So how do you deal with such set of individuals, even though the performance indicator is showing something else?
That's right.
But they are happy. So, but be that aside, let us just look at the general perspective.
Okay.
There are performances to identify whether a system is working or not. And those performances are based on the effectiveness and the efficiency.
Okay.
The efficiency of the system and the effectiveness
of the system.
Yeah, the degree to which goals are being achieved. You understand? And
of the goals of people at different boundaries. Is that what we are saying?
Yes. So again, and this is what I'm saying. The system to everybody is quite different, and that's why I think as Nigeria we need to come and say, okay, this is the kind of system that we want. I think there is need to have that honest discussion within everybody. At least everybody should be involved. When I mean everybody should be involved, it might not be all the whole 250-something million people, but key stakeholders and having youth representatives from, I think we have 6 geopolitical sources. That's another system that is being given to us. Do you understand? 6 geopolitical sources is another system that is being given based on the ideas and the knowledge of those before us, which is something that is workable if we are going to use it very well. So if we have a representative from these 6 geopolitical zones, at least let's say not just one person. Do you understand? One person cannot do it, but represent up like at least let's say up to like 15, 20 people representing, coming up with good solutions and put it, or even up to 50. I don't even know. Just delegate good number of people so that they can come on with a template. This is what we want, where everybody will see that it is not something that we do in a day. It can take as long as maybe up to like 2 years.
Wow.
Checking that particular, because we're talking of a whole nation of 250-something million people.
Because it involves creating a template.
It's creating a template that says
sustain.
This is the particular system that we want that can sustain everybody, and we'll come to a consensus and say, yes, we all agree with this template. You don't need to rush people. You see, the problem I think we're having in Nigeria is rushing.
Okay.
You rush things. For example, during 1999, we had
the constitution,
the democracy and all that thing.
Okay.
Yes, that's the Fourth Republic now. They just gather everything together. It was I feel it was rushed because you are still using some previous template. And we're just updating.
We're supposed to like sit,
so there was no
take our time and understand.
So people don't know anything that is just given to you.
And I think now we are not being political here. What we are trying to do is to see how we can propose solution to a solution that will help us attain a workable system that will help everybody to achieve their goal. So you said something just now. Maybe in our next episode, since we are talking about systems now, in our next episode we are going to be talking about how the system that we are operating with now was created. Now specifically, let's see what were the conditions, the parameters that were put in place to create the constitution that we are operating with now.
Yes.
Now, was it in a rush? Do you understand? Was it in a rush? Were we supposed to like take our time, involved people?
So,
right?
Yes. Again, sir, I want to say, if the system that is operating right now, like I said earlier, there are a lot of people who are okay with the system. They just want
it's working for them.
It's a workable system for them. And these people are not just the population. The percentage of the population is not small. It's a reasonable amount of the whole population, and it's a working system. It's a working system. Some agree with this working system, which also have a reasonable amount, but they just want it to be adjusted a little.
Just a little adjustment.
Some don't even agree with this system at all, that it is not working.
So let's just collapse everything and start afresh.
So we also need to put into consideration the opinions of everyone, because if we want to work together as one, of course we need to put into consideration of opinions of everybody, and let's see what we come with that everybody agrees on.
And sorry, do you know why when you talked about some persons do not even like the current system, the existing system, all right? And we talked about collapsing the system and starting afresh. And you know, I was just, it's funny, what I was thinking is, if you are to collapse a system, then you must put up a system that will sustain.
Do you understand?
If not, there's going to be, is it anarchy? There's going to be a kind of, because the people need a system that will guide them.
So the question again is, how long will people stay operating in a system that you already condemned?
That is already condemned.
So you need to understand that it's not difficult. When we talk about overhauling of a system, we are not actually collapsing the system, but rather we are updating or upgrading the system. There is a system in place, those things that are not favorable to the masses. And this is where I come in again. When we talk about the masses, which of the masses? Because the masses, some of the masses will tell you, I don't have a problem.
I enjoy the system.
Until you have a problem.
And you don't need to wait until you have a problem.
You might not have a problem, but your family might have a problem. So people don't even have issues with the system. But in all we are saying, we are saying that there is a system in place. It's workable for some people.
Exactly.
It's not workable for some people. It's an unworkable system for some people. Then we will now look at the reality on ground, which is looking at the performance of the system. And what will the performance of the system be? The performance of the system will be based on the goals of the system. But I think
the goals for which it was set up.
The goals for which the system was established. But I think where we have a little bit shift to this is that it is not rather the goal that which the system was established for that most of our leaders are working towards. Rather, it is the goal of which their party mandate stands for. So,
will I be right to say they are not going after the goal for which the system was set up, but they are going after the belief system of their party?
So
when we're talking about belief system,
yes. So what is belief system, which is also a subsystem?
Yes.
And they will tell you that their party mandate or manifesto came as a result of the challenges that they've witnessed within the system. So they are coming up with a kind of system which will fit everybody. That is what every partisan person will tell you here. They will tell you that our party is trying to make sure that the system is fixed. So just the way you are feeling that the system is not fixed, some people are feeling like it's not fixed, you will come up with your party manifesto and say, these are my agendas that will fix the system. So they are standing up to the goals. And if the people say, okay, I like what this party is saying, these goals are nice, now we also need to take a look at what the performances based on what their manifesto and their agenda says. Is it based, are they working? As their goal be achieved based on what they declared or based on their party manifestos.
Yeah.
So these are other different topics also, but these are systems as well.
That's right.
And those systems must be served.
And you know, so from what you just said now, it means we are going to be looking at what we call the system upgrade.
System
right?
upgrade, yeah.
Like before now, there is an existing system. All right. There's an existing system. There's a system that exists, and due to the different political parties, the party system that we are operating, every party have their own goal. So
they have their own ideology.
They have their own ideology. So what they intend doing when they are coming on board is to see how they can come with their ideology to kind of do an upgrade
to replace the existing
to
system.
influence the existing system.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
And to some extent, this had. Will I be right to say this has really affected the original goal?
So, well, you can say that for some people.
Okay. For some people,
you can say that, while for others, in fact, to them, this is the best system that they've experienced so far. I tell you.
Oh my God.
So, for me, I wouldn't be talking for myself, but I'm talking based on knowledge because you know there's a problem when you say you want to talk for yourself. Talking for myself is just like it's based on the knowledge I have.
Yes.
And I'm sharing. If I give my own opinion, in fact, many people will not be happy.
So
with
opinions are subjective.
Opinions are subjective. If I give my own opinion, I can tell you that many people will still come and criticize my own opinion.
That's right.
I say no because what? Like I said, so it is understanding what they want. This is what some people want. So, but how do we come to a wet ground where we can say a neutral ground? We can say, see, everybody, this thing works for you. Some you see, everybody must come to a place of compromise to ensure that the system works.
Adopt what works.
Yes, everybody must come to a place of compromise because the system cannot just serve one person alone. So, and that's why I'm saying that when we talk about the Nigerian system, based on the diverse tribes, cultures, religion, it's ethnocentric and others. You need to also find a way to come to a neutral ground where everybody will at least compromise one or two things to just say, okay, this is where we are. So, and that's what we call a working system.
All right, that's right. So it means for a system to work, there must be compromise, a positive compromise, whereby we will agree with ourselves. From what you just said.
Not just a system to work, but a complex system like Nigeria to
work. You said something, and what you said was that a working system can only be determined by your or an individual's definition of what working system is all about. All right, and for we to be able to achieve or make a system that probably we believe that is not working, there must be a compromise so that we can help a complex system like that which we have in Nigeria to work. Right? So what's your closing remark on this?
Okay, just to add something else to what we just said. We've talked of a compromise for the system to be upgraded, which is where we are.
Okay.
And there's also another thing, having a complete or having at least 80 to 90% of the masses saying that we are following this particular system. Then that is another.
Is a pointer that is a work. That's going to be a potential working system.
If all the people, 90% of the population, comes out to say this is the kind of system that we want, then of course that's another working system for them. Whatever they see from the system, it's good, but this is another working system for them. But aside from having 90% of that, because we are not going to be having that percentage because of our differences,
belief system.
Because of difference and belief system, therefore, there will need to be a compromise from all the parties involved to have a neutral system where all can say, okay, we are comfortable with this.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Misho. I would like to also wrap up with this, that regardless of how much effort that is being put in to ascertain a system that works, we want to let you know that no matter the effort that is being put in, you can't have a perfect system. You can't have a perfect system. Why? Because of the difference in our belief system, because of the difference in our subsystems that exist in the larger system. All right, once again, we want to appreciate every one of you for listening to us, for taking your time in this episode. Watch out for the next episode. Thank you very much. Misho, once again, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.